That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
And as you well know, Wesley, I mean, that's, the whole thing of television is you're talking about what people can see. So.
That's right. The only thing that I will tell you when you're pit reporting, maybe when you're in the booth as a TV host and you're calling the monitor, that's a different thing. But when you're down trackside and you're doing pit reporting and you're getting ready to interview this guy like I did whenever Overton won the race and it was on MAV TV for recording, and you don't have that roar of the crowd, you definitely feel it for sure. My final question for you, Paul: why do you feel that the government does not give racing or sports the recognition? I don't know. It's like why do you think they're not getting the recognition they deserve to allow to get back and open into business quickly? Do they not realize that this is a business?
Well, I'm actually going to say I think that at first that was the prevailing thought, but the fact that we were allowed to open in phase 2 of a 4-phase reopening, even without fans, I think speaks to the level of people talking to their local representatives, local, state senators, assemblymen, on and so forth, and kicking it up the food chain so that, state government officials realize that, hey, this is a pretty important part of the economic infrastructure of quite a few of these, communities, some of the bigger cities, but also a lot of the smaller communities. And if we want to try to kickstart the economy again, we got to, give them a chance to get a leg up. Now, mind you, they have to counterbalance that against, with the primary thing, which is, okay, what risks are we taking, and can we mitigate those risks? And right now we've struck a balance that is working, and as long as it continues to work, and I think with the cooperation of the racers and the competitors following social distancing guidelines and things of that nature, we're on a path to being able to get back to doing business as usual. And if anything, I think we're setting the table and showing other sports that aren't being allowed to do their thing yet exactly how they'll be able to do their thing and succeed at it when they're given the opportunity.
Yeah. A good answer. Good answer. Paul, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media. Thanks for being on Red Clay Live tonight, my friend. And I'm looking forward to trying to come up and hang up with you and spend some time with you at Charlotte like we did last year, too.
Yeah, I also put a cap on the bar tab this time.
Do what now?
I said I'll put a cap on the bar tab this time.
There you go. Exactly. It was. Well, hopefully they have an Uber driver or something like that. It was. But let everybody know how they can follow you on social media, Paul.
You can usually find me at 1017 Wall Paul. That's a callback to one of the radio stations that I'm on up here in the Northeast, because that's my day job. I have two careers side by side. I've done the racing stuff for 30 some years, and I've been a professional broadcaster, radio and TV for 30 years. So,
wow,
there you go. So my question is this. Last question. When you do your radio, what is your radio voice? Is it still the same as your announcer voice, like me and you talking?
Yeah. I've never been one of those.
You're on 107.1.
Yeah, we actually. I don't know about how y'all refer to it down there, but in the broadcast business up here, we have a terminology for that. It's called puking on the mic.
Yeah, puking on the mic. Yeah.
So somebody that's, one
of the biggest things, and Paul, in closing, this is one of the biggest things that irk me. I go all over the country just like you do. I go all over the country. And I meet so many different announcers, so many different personalities, so many different people. We're all different. But what gets me is when you meet one of these guys and you say, and I'm not naming names. There's so many different people I could call out, but I'm not going to do that. But, one of the biggest things I always remember, Paul, was just be yourself. Be who you are. Don't try to be something that you're not. And one of the things that used to irk me was, talking to an announcer, meeting a guy, hey, man, oh, yeah, hi, cool, well, we'll work together on this and that. And then all of a sudden he gets to the microphone, attention drivers, it's time for hot laps, let's get there. But anyhow, back what I was saying is, we have this car here and that car here, and I'm like, what the hell? It was like, so, yeah. So I'm definitely, I didn't, I'm glad you're not like that. Puking on the mic, as Paul Small calls it. I like that.
See, now there you go. I've taught you a new phrase you can spread.
You have. You taught me something new for sure. So, Paul, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much for all that you do in this industry, and hopefully see you in a couple of weeks.
All right. I appreciate being on, guys. Be well, man. We'll see you soon.
That's Paul Small talking about racing up in the Northeast. We talked about everything from the big block mods to tracks to COVID-19 restrictions and all things in between. And pretty interesting guy, Bruce Barrett.
Absolutely. And I know, I mean, you can just tell by him the way the interview went that we had that there's a lot of excitement up in the Northeast now with racing coming back. And I know he's got to be really just tickled to death about all that.
And that is going to wrap up our June 17th edition. Hey, by the way, you know this is the last show of the spring? This is the last show of the spring. When we come back next week, it's summer.
It's summertime. Saturday, I think it is, if I ain't badly mistaken.
Yeah. And by the way, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, especially my dad, Billy Outland. I know looking forward to Father's Day with all the families out there. For those that we love and those we've lost, never forget them. So, for sure. I know you're a daddy. Happy Father's Day to you, Bruce.
Well, thank you there, my friend. And, again, to all the fathers that are listening, just have a great, wonderful Sunday with your family, and we just want to wish all of our fathers out there a happy Father's Day.
Yeah, and I'm a daddy too, so
there you go. That's
I'm
right.
a father too. My son.
Happy Father's Day to you there,
yes,
Wesley.
sir. Thank you, sir. So, hey, archives of this show and so many others will be available. CRNsports.org. All of your podcast outlets across the country. Put in CRN Sports and choose between baseball talk with Trey Snide. Trey is on vacation this week with the wife and the lovely son, so hopefully he's having a good time down at the lake. Can't unveil where he's at, but he is at the lake. He's been doing some stripper fishing, is what he told me, and we all got a joke on that the other night. So striper, it was striper, it was striper. It was not strippers, it was stripers, but. I was busy.
I was completely lost at first.
Listen, I was busy. I was caught up in something. And the next thing I know, I look at him and he says he's going to go look at strippers tonight. And I'm like, oh, you mean stripers? Oh, wow, we have a good time. But, hey, all of our crew includes Andrew Laird, Daniel Moore, Brandon, Bruce Barrett, and Trey Snide and myself. And, by the way, Godspeed to our friend Brandon White. He's moving on to some other new things and endeavors in life. And, unfortunately, he will not be a part of the CRN team anymore. He might pop in for some specials once in a while, but he wants to focus on being a newspaper reporter. And I don't blame him. And we've had some good times that we've enjoyed having him be a part of the team. So, Bruce, if anything, bro, you're going to bump up into the chair of Red Clay Life and full throttle now.
Well, I'm excited about it and the opportunities. But, again, we want to wish Brandon the very, very best. He's just a gentleman and a very professional reporter. And I just wish him the very best as he continues on in his career.
For sure, definitely. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all of our guests tonight on the June 17th edition of Red Clay Life, including the driver at Henry, South Carolina, dirt late model racer of Zach Mitchell. And, of course, in addition to that, also my good friend of the Northeast, Cowboy Paul Small, talking about everything Northeast dirt track motorsports. So we appreciate you for joining us. For Bruce Barrett, I am Wesley Outland. Thank you so much. And as always, keep on praying for our country, especially in these crazy, trying times that we are under. Everybody try to learn to be good for one another. Take care. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll do it again next Wednesday night. God bless.
This episode is an exclusive production solely for the private, non-commercial use of our listening audience. Any publication, reproduction, transmission of the accounts without the express written consent or permission is restricted and prohibited. To hear this replay or other previous podcasts, download on iHeartRadio, iTunes Radio, and TuneIn. As always, this show is for you. Thank you for listening.